Hey, what's going on guys? FPL Yusuf here and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys a brand new series which I'm starting for the new upcoming 2025-26 season, and it's going to be called Bus Team. So I'm going to jump straight into this video because we've got a lot to cover. I'm going to talk about what the current series is about, how it's going to work, and also just some of the things that I hope to achieve from doing it, because there is a purpose behind it. So I do hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below. But without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. Okay, welcome back guys. Thank you so much for being here with me today on my YouTube channel for another video. So like I said in the intro, this is going to be a brand new series which I'm looking to start this season. And what it's going to be about is basically unlimited transfers in a set team over the course of the season. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be comparing this team, which every given week, I'm going to just go for the most optimal team. So I'm going to try and target the players who are in the best form, players who are playing the best fixtures. And I'm just going to see how that matches up versus playing a sort of longer term game like we would with normal FPL. So this team, you know, some weeks may have a -4, a -8. Some weeks it may have like a -24, -28. It all depends on kind of how the team's looking. But the aim of it is just to disregard transfers altogether in terms of hits and just solely focus on putting the best possible team out, optimizing the most points. And I'm just going to see over the course of the season how far off it is from playing like a normal FPL strategy where, you know, we try not to take hits, we try to sort of like plan ahead, but also just to see where we kind of finish as well. So yeah, it should be something that I'm going to be sticking with every single week. So you should be getting this video definitely once a week on either Wednesday or Thursday. I'm going to try and aim for the Wednesday upload. But yeah, so if you guys do enjoy it, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up down below. But I'm going to jump straight into this team now. We're going to go over kind of what setup I've got for game week 1 and why I've sort of picked certain players. Okay, so let's start off with the defense and goalkeeper. So we'll start in goal, and that is Matt Sells. Now, he's probably going to be the same keeper I'm using on my main team as well. I think Brentford at home to start the season off is really, really exciting, really good for Nottingham Forest. Now, Forest throughout pre-season have not scored many. I think they've scored 1 goal out of pre-season, so they're really struggling going forward. But on the other hand, I think they've kept 5 clean sheets in 7, so defensively, they're still doing their job. And for me, for this part of the video, that's all I care about. I don't really care about the goals. As long as they're keeping clean sheets, I like it. Obviously, we've heard a lot about Brentford this summer. You know, they've lost their manager, lost their captain, lost their star man. So they are depleted a lot. Now, that's not to say that Brentford can't, you know, do something in this game. But I just think, you know, starting off the season, there's a lot of uncertainty around them. Whereas Forest, you know, defensively, they're still looking as strong as they were towards last season. Maybe not towards the back end, but throughout the course of the season, you know, they did hold up pretty well defensively. So yeah, Matt Sells is going to start off in goal for me. It will be a double up on the Nottingham Forest defence though, with Milenkovic coming in at the back as well. Now, like I said, just remember this team is solely for this game week only. It's not about long term. So if you see certain players in here which maybe have only got a good game week 1 fixture, next week will be a completely different team for the most part. So Milenkovic doubling up at the back. Like I said with Matt Sells, I think they've got a really good chance of getting a clean sheet. I don't think Brentford are going to cause them much threat. The reason why I've gone for Milenkovic over the likes of Murillo, Nico Williams, is because one, he's decent for DEFCON points. I think over the course of the season, we will see him in games where he does pick up the extra 2 points. But it's his goal threat. His goal threat is just so much more attacking than the others around him. So for me, I think at 5.5 million, I think he's great value for money. Got a good start to the season with a good fixture, and obviously has, you know, not only clean sheet potential but also offensive. You know, getting a goal, maybe chipping with an assist here and there as well. So yeah, double up on Nottingham Forest defence. Pedro Porro is next up. Obviously, again, another fantastic fixture on paper at home to Burnley. Now, this one was a little bit of a tricky one because I've seen a lot of people go for Mickey van der Ven. Some people talk about Romero. Obviously, Pedro Porro is a little bit more expensive than them, but there is a reason why I've gone for him. One, James Maddison looks like he's going to be ruled out for a lot of the season, which means certain corners, I think the in-swinging ones from the right-hand side, he will be taken. I think Kudus has the left-hand side, but we will get onto him a bit later. But yeah, so Pedro Porro for me, I think he's got a good chance of a clean sheet, but he's the only player for Spurs defensively throughout in all the pre-season games that he's actually accumulated DEFCON points, which just shows me that actually, you know, for his value, you not only get an attacking threat, but he's going to get DEFCON points throughout the season. You know, even in the game that they lost 4-0 to Bayern, he still accumulated DEFCON points. In the 1-0 win that they got against Arsenal, he accumulated DEFCON points, and he was the only one from that Spurs defence that got it. So I think for me, he offers you an offensive side. We all know how good he is going forward, but also defensively, I think he's got, you know, a little bit more of a higher ceiling now with these DEFCON points coming in. Now on for the last defender spot. This was probably the hardest position to pick in my team. So I've gone with Rayan Aït-Nouri, but it was very close between him and Tarkowski. Now, Aït-Nouri is obviously going away to Wolves for the first game of the season. Now, it is his former club, so he's going back there for the first time since leaving. The reason why I've gone for him over Tarkowski, I'm going to touch on him in a little bit, but Wolves have not had a good preseason at all. They haven't won a game at all throughout preseason, and they've conceded in every single one of them. So for an upside from an attacking fullback like Aït-Nouri, that does put him in good stead, right? He's played against a team who haven't won a game yet, who've conceded in every game they have played. They played 5 games, they've conceded in all of them, so the attacking side is there. The one caveat to that is that Wolves, even though they've lost all their games, they've scored in 4 of the 5 as well. So, you know, they are getting, bear in mind, it's only been 1 goal a time, but they are scoring. And Man City are prone to sort of, you know, losing, lapsing concentration, just giving an odd goal away if they're sort of 3-4-0 up. So that was my only sort of concern with him. Tarkowski was the other player that I was looking at. The reason why I've gone against him, and I think he's quite a popular pick on FPL, especially because they're playing Leeds in game week 1, and obviously he is a, you know, DEFCON points magnet. So I understand that. I think the reason why I've gone away from him a little bit, and maybe I'm not sort of jumping on the bandwagon, is that Everton have only drawn 1 of their 4 preseason games. They've lost 3, they've drawn 1, and they didn't keep a clean sheet in any of them. Now I know it's Leeds up first in the first fixture, which obviously is a great on paper. But the fact that Everton haven't kept a clean sheet all season, well, throughout their pre-season, doesn't really bode well for me going into this game week. Now, like I said, this team is only for this game week, so, you know, you could look at it in isolation. I just like the stats surrounding Aït-Nouri a lot more. You know, Wolves haven't won a game at all. They've conceded in all of them, and I just think Man City are going to look to get off to a good start. And obviously he's playing against his former club, so he's going to want to, you know, put a stamp on that game. And, you know, if he's playing left back, I do expect him to be forward and very high up the pitch. I think the upside is there for Aït-Nouri. Okay, so now we come into the midfield. We've got a double up of Florian Wirtz and Mo Salah in the midfield. Obviously, they're playing Bournemouth at home, first game of the season. Bournemouth have not looked good at all in pre-season. We've spoken about them in, you know, multiple videos. The defence has just been basically ransacked. They've lost sort of 4 out of the 5 of their main defence last season, which obviously got them to such a high finish. They're playing Liverpool at Anfield on the first game of the season. Salah's notorious for obviously starting the season well. Now, it's a little bit of a contradiction because I haven't got him on my main team as of yet, but I have got him on this team, which I don't know how to feel about that, but he will be my captain for this game week. I think Liverpool will probably be looking to get off to a good start as well. Florian Wirtz looked very good, you know, for sort of 45 minutes to an hour in the Community Shield. Salah wasn't really that good, you know, he was sort of anonymous throughout the whole game, missed his penalty, but it's Mo Salah. He always gets his points. He always gets his goals from somewhere. So, yeah, for me, double up in Liverpool's midfield, I think, is the most optimal. There was a shout about potentially about going for Cody Gakpo, but I've decided just to keep it for them two for now because I have got the other Liverpool spot taken up somewhere else. I'm going to come on to him soon. Johnny Reinders is next. Obviously had a great impact off the bench against Palermo in Man City's sort of like only pre-season game. Rodri is apparently going to be out until after the international break, which means he won't be back till at least at the bare minimum game week 4. Now, Johnny Reinders, I think, will play. There's no doubt about that in my mind. The question is, where is he going to play? Is he going to play in the 10, like how we saw him against Palermo, where he got his brace? And he's a very, very talented football player. But without Rodri, is he going to have to force to be playing in sort of a deeper role to kind of sort of bump up that quality a little bit? Because if he doesn't play in the deeper role, it's going to be Nico Gonzalez or Gundogan, and I'm just not sure whether they're up to the standard that Man City sort of expect from now. Obviously, Rodri was looking to come back at the start of the season. I think if Rodri was there, I think Johnny Reinders probably would have pushed on, but it's sort of a risk. But I think at 5.5 million for a lot of teams, he's a budget enabler anyway. So yeah, I'm more than happy to own him. He's fine. And the last midfielder up I touched on previously is Mohamed Kudus. Again, the same as Pedro Porro, has got a fantastic fixture on paper. Has probably looked like Tottenham's best attacker throughout pre-season. Him and Porro were the only two in the buying game that actually come away with anything. Obviously, Porro for the defensive side of things. Kudus going forward looked fantastic in that game, despite them losing 4-0. He's on some set pieces, some corners. No doubt he'll take some free kicks as well. So, yeah, I think when you've got Porro and Kudus, you kind of got all set pieces covered with Tottenham. Obviously, like I said, fantastic fixture to start the season off as well. So, yeah, going to keep an eye on him. But for game week 1, that completes my midfield. Onto the forward line, the third Liverpool asset that we have is Hugo Ekitike. Now, like I said, it was a toss-up between him and Gakpo. I just felt that, you know, value for money-wise, and what I saw from Ekitike when he was playing in the Community Shield was very, very exciting. And, you know, it's somebody that I just think probably will get off to a good start. Obviously, with the attack Liverpool have, there will be goals in that team. And no doubt he could have come away with a hat-trick in the Community Shield. You know, he missed a couple of really good chances, but obviously did get his goal. And it's somebody that I want in my team for game week 1. Ollie Watkins is the second part of the attack. Newcastle are a tricky one because they have not had a good preseason. There's been a lot of controversy and a lot of controversy around them. Obviously, with the whole Alexander Isak situation, Anthony Gordon looking like he's going to be injured now. So I don't really know what kind of state Newcastle are going to be in. This might be the only position that, obviously, because I'm thinking it's solely about this game week, maybe there might be a slight change to Ollie Watkins, but I just think that, you know, Newcastle aren't the Newcastles they were towards the end of last season. I do think that Villa will get chances in this game, so I'm happy to keep him now. Potentially, I may swap him out to somebody else, maybe a Mateta, maybe Fulkrug. We're going to come to West Ham in a second, but for now, it is Ollie Watkins, but that position could be subject to change depending on sort of what the sort of information we hear over the next sort of few days is before the start of the season. And last up, as we just touched on with West Ham, there is Jarrod Bowen. Now, it was a coin toss between him or Fulkrug. I think trying to guess who's on penalties, if I had to put my money on it, I think if Paqueta was on the pitch, it would be him. If Paqueta's not on the pitch, I would probably say Fulkrug. I think the reason why I've gone Jarrod Bowen is I think he's probably more nailed on to get 90 minutes. Obviously, Callum Wilson is there. Whether he's fit or not is another story, but I think when he does get up to full fitness, he will be sort of chopping and changing with Fulkrug. But Jarrod Bowen, you know he's going to play 90 minutes. He's not coming off for anyone. So yeah, for me, I think he's just a nailed starter, and he always puts up numbers for West Ham. Always gets a good, amount of goals and assists throughout the course of the season. So that completes the full team. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below. We're not far away now, only 2 days. At the time we're recording this, it's currently Wednesday morning. So hopefully I'll have this video up for you sort of towards Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. But yeah, like I said, this is gonna be a mainstay. Every week, sort of Wednesday or Thursday, you'll get this video of the bus team. So literally next week, once the first team's done, we'll have a quick little recap in next week's video, and then I'll show you guys obviously what team 2 is going to be looking like, and so on and so on. So yeah, just something a little bit different on series wise this year, just a little bit of fun, just something to sort of switch up from sort of the main FPL content. But yeah, this sort of series idea, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I will be back tomorrow with my final team selection video ahead of Friday's deadline. So stay tuned for that. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.